Wrap the last game up. I'll tell you, yeah, tough one. Tough one. Like to start a little bit better and finish the doggone thing a little bit better. In between, pretty good. And then we'll go from there. This next ball game, huge ball game for us, you know, and I suspect it's sort of big for them. You know, it's their last home game, all those things, where they're at. So the challenge is we're going against another top-ranked type of defense. They do a nice job. Greg always does a good job there. They do a nice job against the run. I believe they're number 1 in yards per carry and ranked very highly there. So we've got our preparation. We're sort of in the middle of that, and that will be important this week. And we've got to get the hard work in on the field as well. So we're looking forward to getting down there to Cleveland. Let's open up to questions.
Have you been pleased with, because we talk about the downfield game and everything, it seems like over the past 2-3 games, you are being able to connect more downfield. Have you been pleased with the amount of times and the success downfield?
Now, you know, geez, again, I'd like to start you know, we made some mistakes early in the ball game, you know, and got down. Now I was proud of the guys. I mean, they battled back and ended up, 11-point lead and then a 9-point lead, something like that. All right, so I was proud of them for that, you know. But we need to start just a little bit better, and every game's a little different as far as, you know, the game plan and going into it and those type of things. So, yeah, I don't want to give out too many kudos after a loss, you know.
Marty, are you concerned about Macklin's production and the fact that he's been targeted a ton and he just doesn't have a whole lot of catches?
I'll tell you, you know, that's a little bit cyclic sometimes. Yeah, you know. Now, I will, you know, and Jeremy missed a day of practice last week, those type of things. So there's never really one thing. It's usually a combination of things. And so when you're in that spot, get the hard work in, make sure we get prepared. Let's make sure we have great focus. And then good things tend to end up happening through all of that. So, but it's not uncommon to see something like that. Yeah.
Marty, what's been the key for Chris Moore to emerge as the number 3 guy now?
Well, we've talked about Chris a couple of times, I believe, here. You know, now it was so cold the last time, I can't recall. But Chris is coming on. I wish you wouldn't have got hurt, you know, in the ball game. But he's coming on. And, you know, as we discussed, he's a talented young man. He's gaining experience. And then I will tell you, we've talked about this before, I believe. When a man is doing really well on special teams, which he is and does and has for some period of time, most of the time, not always, but most of the time, ends up being a very good position player as well. You know.
How surprised are you that Ricard has been able to do what he's done, making the conversion and now catching 2 touchdown passes? This last one wasn't an easy catch either.
Come on. Yeah, Pat's done a nice job. There's a very specific role that has grown just a little bit throughout the season, and we'll keep that going. He's done a nice job, you know. D lineman, you know, and has played D line for us, you know, and then a little role on offense. So he's done a good job. Good, it's good to have him on our football team. You were gonna.
Did the Steelers do something to negate the tight ends? Because I don't think Ben had a catch, and the other
Yeah.
ones, I know they're asked to do a lot of blocking as well, but they were pretty much not.
Yeah, well, you saw probably we went, you know, way outside a little bit, got our speed inside a few times, you know, and things like, and he probably would have had a couple there. That's a little bit cyclic as well with the tight end production. So and yes, I would like to get the tight ends a little bit more involved. I mean, I think it was several games back or quite a while. He had 9 one game, you know. So it's a little cyclic. Depends on game plan. Some of it does. Some of it depends on what they're doing. Some of it depends on what we're doing at the specific time. Yeah.
Marty, you guys have been able to stack 2 pretty good offensive performances back to back now. You talked about the inconsistency earlier in the year. Do you feel good about where the offense as a whole is going?
We'll get better. We'll get better every day. It doesn't matter what happened in the past. It doesn't. Now it's important to learn from the past. It doesn't matter what happens, what's sort of in front of you. Although the preparation's important, don't get me wrong there, but today, let's get better today. And if you have that mindset, good things tend to happen, So that's sort of, I hope, has been the fellow's mindset,
Marty, you've watched a lot of great running backs over the years. I mean,
Yeah.
you've coached some really good ones. I mean, how would you describe Alex Collins' style?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, his style, yeah, it's a good style. Yeah, they're, all the back, they're all different. They're all different. And Alex is getting better every week. He started out good as well. So, I mean, that tells you, what he's done. So he's an impressive young man first, and he's an impressive player, and he's getting better and better and better. And I'm talking with specifics. He's a very, natural runner, of course. But all the other things, he's getting better every week. So impressive player, impressive young man.
Marty, Rashad Perryman has dropped on the depth chart. Is the anticipation that maybe that might be something to motivate him?
Well, yeah, I think he has been motivated. He's been practicing very, very well, fast, all those things. So we'll see what happens with Rashad. And we've talked about him before, if I'm remembering correctly. Let's go. Make sure you're prepared. Make sure you get the hard work in, all those things, and we've got to be ready. We've got several people in that situation. T. West is another young man, a heck of a football player. He did a lot for us in the past. He's got to be ready to go, because all of a sudden they're activated and in a blink of an eye, and helping our football team.